Hey guys, I'm TheWritingSol and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about progress and the lack thereof, especially in regards to Jiu-Jitsu. So this video is specifically for my fellow white belts, but really I can see how this might apply even if you're a higher belt and perhaps even in other areas of your life. So give this video a listen. Let's get into it. To start off, we're going to talk about my current situation. If you haven't seen any of my previous Jiu-Jitsu videos, I'll link them all down below so you can see a little bit more about my journey. But just to give you a little synopsis, I am a 4-stripe white belt. I've been so for about 6 months now. I had a little bit of a life-changing event, so I took a couple of months off, but I'm back at a new gym, training and working towards that blue belt. But with that, I have felt as if my game hasn't been improving. Just my own personal analysis of when I roll with people, how I roll with people, do I tap people? Do I just survive? Is it like I only get tapped once by this person instead of like 3 times like before or whatever? Things of that nature that I have just sort of like check boxes in my mind as to what a successful roll could look like depending on the opponent. Another thing, especially as a white belt, is how quickly am I thinking? One of the things that I find myself doing, especially when I go with higher belts, they just kind of freeze. And they're like, all right, do something. You're in this position. What are you going to do? And it's just like, I have no idea what to do, or like, I don't even know how many seconds go by that I'm like, oh yeah, this thing. And they're like, oh, finally, in a nice way. So that's also another factor that I think about when it comes to progress, especially in my jiu-jitsu game. And as of late, I've personally have been feeling like I haven't been thinking fast enough. I haven't been diversifying my game. Whenever it comes to things that I'm doing, I go back to the old things that I know have worked for me in the past, but as a white belt, that's a very limited set of skills, and you need to grow and expand that, especially to master not only the old things that you've been doing, but to learn new things and to grow your game and to actually level up to the next belt. However, having rolled with higher belts, and even some white belts as well, you know, I've been getting feedback and being like, hey, that was a really good roll. You put me in a tough spot. Or like you got some, like you tried to do some sneaky submissions and things of that nature. Or like, hey, like one time I was doing, I think, positional sparring, and the instructor was like, hey, you're getting better. And I was like, oh, thank you. But, you know, and so I've been hearing these types of things. But personally, I don't see it when I do my own self-assessments. And that could be for a plethora of reasons. But perhaps you out there can relate about this experience where other people maybe telling you, hey, good job, or hey, you did this really well, or I see that you've been improving, that's fantastic, or you put up a good fight, good roll, you were smart about that. And do you appreciate the compliment? Like when these people tell me, my training partners, my instructors, what have you, tell me these things, I definitely appreciate it, I take it to heart. But when I think back to what I did and what I was doing in that role or in the positional spar, what have you, I think, oh, I could have thought about this a little faster, like I was still a bit stagnant, I was still not sure what to do, or I found myself in a situation where I literally had no idea how that happened and I had no idea how to get out of it. I just find myself in sort of this weird stage of other people are seeing some sort of progress in the things that I'm doing and with my skill level, but I'm not. Perhaps you can relate. If you do, let me know in the comments down below if you've been feeling the same thing in your game. And I think it's very interesting in terms of like, how could this be? You know, when I think about, because I admit I can be hard on myself. So instead of feeling horrible about my jiu-jitsu game or what have you, I wanted to think a little bit more critically about it. So like, this is the feedback I'm giving myself in my assessment, but to juxtapose that from what other people have been saying. So there's some kind of dichotomy of sorts happening that I need to reconcile, perhaps in how I assess myself, but also just to realize that even though I can't see the progress, other people are seeing it, and to recognize that it's there. But with that, let's get a little bit more into why you can't see that progress. Why is it that you yourself cannot see that progress? I kind of mentioned it in the previous section, and that is that you're a little bit too hard on yourself. I admit that I can be very hard on myself. I expect to see some sort of drastic improvement, I suppose, where things just feel easy. Perhaps for me, when it comes to jiu-jitsu, or maybe that's just how it is. Jiu-jitsu may never get easier, is perhaps what that may be. I feel like it should get easier, but it's not happening. Maybe at this point that's just what it is. Maybe it will get a little bit easier for my level. Who knows? We'll see. But I think perhaps that may be one of the reasons why I can't see my own progress, is that maybe I'm judging myself incorrectly and perhaps a little bit too harshly. And the other thing is that perhaps I'm a little bit too close to the fire. You know what I mean? Because you're a little bit too close, maybe you don't see those incremental changes, because perhaps at this point as a 4-stripe white belt, to get to that next level isn't as drastic of an improvement or change as it is as when you're just starting off. So if you're feeling this way, and I'm assuming I'm not the only person in the world who might feel this way, especially in regards to the jiu-jitsu game, especially if you're a white belt as well, and you've been trucking along and you feel like you're this close to getting your blue belt, but it's not happening. One of the things I've decided to do to hopefully speed up my improvement so that I feel as if I can actually see it, just like everyone else has been saying they've been seeing some kind of improvement, is to have a key takeaway from every single class. And the thing is, it's a key takeaway that you can actually remember and implement. So I often joke around that when it comes to jiu-jitsu, I'm the stupid kid in class. Like, I'm just the one who never understands anything and struggles immensely, and like I need a tutor and like all of those things. I'm that kid in jiu-jitsu. So when, you know, depending on who your instructor is and how they teach, they might show you like, we're gonna drill these like 3 or 4 moves and then roll. And the thing is, when you're thrown that much new information, at least myself, with this type of format, I don't remember all of it. And it's like, oh yeah, we learned that one move 3 months ago, I guess. Like, I don't remember. So in order for me to actually feel like I'm improving and actually make the information I'm receiving during jiu-jitsu actually stick, is by focusing on one thing that I know I can remember and that I know that I could implement into my game. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you relate to anything I said in this video, if you feel like perhaps you're stagnant, if you feel like you're the stupid kid in class, again, it's just a joke. I don't actually think I'm stupid, but I definitely, it takes me a little longer to catch on with the jiu-jitsu things than it does my academic things. So if you're like me, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments down below, what are the things you're doing to help improve your jiu-jitsu game. And perhaps we can commiserate and share some insights, because perhaps what you're doing might really help me, and perhaps my one key takeaway per class might help you as well. So let me know in the comments down below. If you are not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Let's get to it. Click that red button down below to subscribe, because I'm going to be coming out with new content every week. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.